to attend this webinar, especially on Sunday morning. So, okay, to start our webinar today, I'm going to give a brief introduction of our speakers today. The first speaker, we have Miss Williana Ang. She is a migration consultant from Giant Star, Australia. And we also have Mr. Ben Young, a regional sales manager from Asia for Australian Learning Group. And Miss Andin, a marketing officer from King's Own Institute. And the last one, Miss Josephine Lau. Yeah, she's a partner sales manager from Study Group. Okay, so we finished the introduction. Okay, the points that we're going to present today is about culture and education in Australia. We're also going to talk about international students in Australia, opportunity to live in Australia after graduation, and presentation from university representatives. Okay, but just a little housekeeping before we get started. Okay. If anyone have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the question box, or you can bring them up after the presentation is done. Jadi teman-teman kalau misalnya ada yang punya pertanyaan selama presentasinya berlangsung, boleh ditulis di question box-nya, atau teman-teman nanti boleh nanya setelah presentasinya selesai. Dan oke, ada 5 penanya yang beruntung yang akan dapat door prize nih dari titik nol ya. Jadi ada 2 orang yang dapat yang 2 orang yang beruntung yang akan bisa kursus gratis online di titik nol, dan 3 orang beruntung yang akan dapat merchandise ya dari titik nol. Okay, so I suppose we start our webinar today, and we may start from our first speaker, Miss Williana Ang. Okay, are you there?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, please.
Okay. Good morning all, and happy Sunday to all of you. As introduced by moderator here, Hisra, my name is Williana. I'm from Giant Star, Sydney. Before we start the session, I would like to talk about who we are and what we're doing. Giant Star, or talk about us. Giant Star was first found in Sydney. Migration consultant first established in Sydney, and our headquarters are still in Sydney, and we have Jakarta branch as well. And what we do, what service that we assist international students, there are 3 parts. First, we have study group, like study tool for highest. We assist international students who interested to study in Australia from high school, English course, university level, and higher education. And at last, we have the visa assistant. As I hold a migration license, we assist our international students. And we will move on to our vision. What is the vision of our company? The vision of our company, We would like to empower the future and enabling vision for our international students. Therefore, in our daily business operation, we adopt this vision. What we do, we help international students to open the option and find the solution and course so we can help them to achieve their goal of study and success in their life. The next one would be Australian culture. I have been in Sydney since 1999. I like the way we stay in Sydney. In most of the time, like international student, we need to study 2 or 2.5 days, depend of the major of study that you enroll in. But study in Australia is actually provide a good life balance that I can feel. I normally like in the past 20 years, national student in last past 20 years, I'm allowed to work 40 hours per fortnight. I mean 40 hours per every 2 weeks. And I have opportunity to gain my work experience. And on weekend, I can actually go for bushwalking, surfing, and also I can myself and good life balance for most of international students. And second point about hiring and employment, I found this is very interesting that I see during the study. As soon as I arrived Australia after 3 months, I have a position as accountant to work in a Switzerland company. Australian hiring, they don't look at where I graduate from. They just emphasize on the individual, how the work experience I have and the work ethic. This is what I share about the employment. The employment, we can work, and also during the study, we have the access to job placement that mostly you can find from the LG and also from the KOI. The last part of the environment, I will see Australia is a multicultural country. We welcome international students all over the world and very diversified. We are a good place for international to study. This is where we are. So during the pandemic, I found our government is really support international students. How I can see this point. I found like one of the students that I helped them to enroll in South Australia. She called me to inform me that she got $500 financial support from South Australian government through to the bank account. And also other students, they come to us, they ask for the support because of the COVID, they lost the job. So what we do, we try to find what state government can support. We managed to get free accommodation and meal from Service New South Wales, so that actually successful to get 3 months free accommodation and meal during the pandemic. I found this is a very nice place and good environment that actually good for Indonesian students and students from all over the world. Okay, we move to the next one. The next one, okay. International student in Australia. As an international student, what you can get, you have a good quality, high class of education. And we are top number 5 education worldwide. So graduate from Australia, you have higher chance to be employer. Like most of the Indonesian students that I found, they can work in Singapore, or some of our students managed to work in Canada. Why? Because our education system are actually provide a good foundation. We offer work opportunity. Most of the overseas students have 40 hours per fortnight to work, to practice what they learn. And so they can be job ready for the future. And also, as an international student, you have opportunity to access the pathway of work, graduate work visa and Australian permanent resident, depend on the criteria that you can meet. So for this part, we will leave until the end of the session to discuss further. So guys, stay tuned and stay with us till until the end of the session that you can learn more about Australian study and Australian work visa and also permanent resident.
Okay, thank you so much for the explanation, Miss Williana. Okay, does anyone have a questions? Ada yang punya pertanyaan? Okay. Ayo, ada yang punya pertanyaan nggak nih? Does anyone have a questions? Any questions, guys? Mungkin I know Rofik.
Okay.
Oke. Kalau lulus SMA, bolehkah ngambil bisa WHV, Miss? Apa ada ketentuan gitu? Okay, Ms. Willan, the question, can we take a WHV working in Australia, or is there any regulations that needs to be taken? Mhm.
Okay, for working holiday visa, you have to complete the minimum diploma qualification. So for that's why we're going to talk about the study option on the next slide. So I think this is a good way of they can get more experience, yeah, and knowledge about what is Australia education, because most of the graduate who return to Indonesia, they also apply working holiday visa to work in Australia, yeah. Okay, so if we don't have any further question, we're going to talk about the Australian qualification pathway. So Australian qualification pathway, there are three parts: non-award, educational and training course, and also the third part that would be award, Australian award. So for you guys, most of you guys actually completed the senior high school year 12. So as a year 12 student, completed year 12 student, what is the option available for us? So firstly, most of the time we will ask, what is our budget? And how much we're willing to spend. Like we can actually go to undergraduate study if we meet the requirement, or if we want to be ready in the workforce in 1 or 2 years. So there could be an option for educational and training course. Like one course that interests our international student as working as the fitness instructor that going to explain more further from ALG. So our student, one of our students would like to get the job straight away in 9 months time. So I tell him that the only way, what is your interest and what is the budget that you're willing to spend and how long you can work and how much time that you have. So he said to me, in 1 year, I have to get a job. So my passion is in fitness. So I say, okay, you can do this one and affordable in 9 months time, you can straight away enter to the workforce and earning the money and yeah, be ready. Yeah. So
Okay,
so the
we
study option, back with last slide for the study option. The study option divided into three. So the first one, there will be The first one, that would be university, vocational and higher education. For university qualification, we have a foundation for university. We have Josephine to explain more about the foundation to enter for group of 8. So she will cover on that part. And also for vocational, like I mentioned before, we do have affordable vocational course to equip us to be ready in the workforce. So for ALG, we have students study fitness course. In a short period of time, they can ready to be entered the workforce. And also for the childcare student, as soon as they study more than 9 months, they feedback to me that they have a job as a childcare worker. And I'm so happy to help them to achieve their goal. So the last one, that will be higher education. Higher education, most of the time we always think, if I have to enter to the uni, enroll to the uni, that would cost us a lot of money. But higher education from KOI offer the scholarship, and also the tuition fee are very affordable. And we have in last 5 years, our students from KOI have been working in Australia as accountant, and some of them have achieved their PR. So that's why we invite the institutional person to share their information and the cost detail for you, all of you. So I return the session to Rizka, and thank you for you guys.
Okay, thank you so much for the explanations, Miss Williana. Okay, so next we have another agenda, Australian Learning Group, Vocational Studies and Study Pathway, which will be presented by Mr. Ben. Okay, hi, Mr. Ben. I think you're still on mute. Okay.
Happy Sunday, everyone. Thank you so much for spending your Sunday with us at this webinar. The first thing I would like to say is that Williana and Giant Star, they're an amazing agency, and if you have any international student needs, they'll have you covered, so don't worry. That's the first thing. So please let me introduce myself. My name is Ben Young. I'm the Regional Sales Manager for Asia at the Australian Learning Group and Icon Institute of Australia. So ALG offers amazing quality vocational education, and Icon Institute of Australia is for higher education. We have a large range of health-related courses that hopefully today I can match your dream career path to one of them. ALG is an evidence level 1 college, and we're the largest private education provider in the area of health. And we also have amazing university pathways into Icon's bachelor's, especially with the brand new baby, which is Bachelor of Early Childhood, and also Bachelor of Arts Therapy and Bachelor of Counseling and Psychotherapy. And in 2020, we actually just had our 15th year anniversary, and we're very excited to be able to offer these amazing courses to you guys. And if you want, while you're listening to me talk, you can also go onto my Instagram page at alg.ben just to have a look, to have more visuals while you're listening to my voice. The great thing about ALG is that we do have campuses across Australia in all the main cities. So at ALG, we have campus in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and Perth. And for Icon, we have campuses in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, and Adelaide. Here are some photos of amazing campuses. In Sydney, we actually have 3 campuses in the CBD, in Clarence Street, Kent Street, and York Street. Melbourne, we have 2 campuses, and as you can see, the campus looks more like a cafe than a school. And the same architect that did the Melbourne campus also renovated and expanded the Brisbane campus as well. again, all in the CBD. And our Perth campus is located at the trendy area of Perth in Subiaco. I also wanted to show you our great nationality mix at ALG. You can see the top markets at the moment are Philippines, Brazil, Colombia, and UK. But you can see also on the list is Indonesia and Malaysia. And actually every nationality has a really good slice of the pie, so that if you do decide to study at ALG, you'll be making friends from all around the world. As Williana mentioned, we do have a range of courses, including fitness. That comes under the umbrella of Australian College of Sport and Fitness. So we have fitness, sports management, massage, and yoga teaching. So for students who are offshore, unfortunately, you do have to come to Australia first and then apply onshore. And just historically speaking, most of the students from Giant Star are interested in our other section, which is For Life College. So For Life College offers a number of different courses, including early childhood education and care, and some courses in community and health. But our biggest top seller, of course, is childcare. And I believe some of you are interested in this course, and that's why you're coming to this webinar. So at ALG, we have the Certificate 3 in Early Childhood Education and Care. That's a nine-month course or 3 terms. So the way we run things at ALG is that every year we have 4 terms. Each term is made up of 10 weeks of classes and 2 weeks holidays, and that is around 3 terms, or 3 months, I should say. So if you have 3 times 4, that's 12 months. And with the Cert 3, you learn to look after children from 0 to 5 years old. And then once you finish the first 9 months, you can most definitely try to apply for a job. And a lot of our students, about 40–50% of our students, are able to find work at where we put them in work placement. And once you finish that, you can start the diploma modules. And for the next 5 terms, you'll be learning to become a team leader or room leader of a childcare center. Again, there is work placement involved in both of these courses. And don't worry, ALG actually organizes work placement for you, so you do not have to worry about anything. And what we try to do at ALG for our childcare courses is for our students to learn through play. So it's really fun and exciting. You know, there's a lot of huge, strong bonds that are made in the classroom with your fellow classmates, because you need to learn how to create strong bonds with the children that you look after as well. So as I mentioned, the idea is to learn through play. So we get you to do a lot of fun in-class activities, role plays and simulations. You actually play a lot of the games that your children will play. And you can see on my Instagram how much fun our students have in the classroom. The reason why we do that and have our room set up like a childcare center with all the toys and equipment is so that even before we send you into work placement, you're a well-rounded and confident student going into work placement with that same confidence that you need to prove yourself to the childcare center managers that you're a good employee. And that's why about 40–50% of our students, our graduates, are able to find jobs at where we put them in work placement. But don't worry, I know that not all of our students will have that opportunity. But for those other students, we actually work with an organization called ANZ UK. And they actually come to our campus every single term to speak to our students, to give you information sessions on how to write a good CV or resume. They give you helpful tips on how to do well in a job interview. And they also help with our graduates with post-study employment on a casual and part-time basis. So ALG will look after all of your theory and practical training, and then ANZ UK can actually help with post-study employment as well. The idea is for all of our graduates to be job ready so that you can go into the workforce as soon as you can. And you can see on the right here some of the pictures of our teachers and students. And also we pride ourselves in affordable pricing. So our childcare courses are at $2,190 per term. Or if you prefer, you can actually pay by month. So that will be $795 per month. And there is a one-time non-refundable joining fee of $595. So this $595 actually includes enrollment fee, application fee, uniform fee, work placement allocation fee. Every other initial fee you can think of is already included in this $595 joining fee. So it's a really good deal. And in just as I said, in just 9 months, you can start working already in Australia. So James from Scotland actually gave us some really good feedback. He says that it has been a wonderful experience with teachers that are up to date with the current and latest trends in industry. This is a very important point because all of our trainers have a wealth of knowledge and they actually give you a lot of information on how to do well in this industry. Really quickly, with aged care courses, at the moment, because of the pandemic, we realize that there are a lot of job opportunities out there for students, for professionals in this area. So that's why we're so proud to have this particular course so that we can add new professionals in this industry. So with the Cert 3 in Individual Support Aging, that's a 3-term course. There's 150 hours of work placement that you'll do, which we will organize for you. And then once you've completed that, you can definitely find a job quite easily on a casual or part-time basis while you come back to continue with the Cert 4. And that's an extra 6 months. And then once you have both Cert 3 and Cert 4, you have a lot more work experience from work placement, and therefore you're more hireable in the eyes of the future employers as well. And these courses are at 2190 per term or 795 per month and 595 joining fee as well. So Myra from Brazil says that for the age course, I've learned a lot and became even more passionate about health and helping others achieve goals and overcome obstacles. So that's a very important point. We want all of our students to have a good think about what are they passionate about. If they're passionate about childcare, then please do that. If they're passionate about aged care, please do that, because I'm not going to lie, these are not the easiest jobs in the world, but it actually gives you the best possible achievements and it will make you feel good about helping others. We also have 3 diplomas in counseling, which is 18 months, mental health, which is 2 years, and community services, which is 18 months as well. All of these courses are at 2190 per term or 795 per month with the joining fee of 595. I'll also add that the joining fee is a one-time only non-refundable amount. Therefore, if you do 1 course with us, it's just 595. If you do 10 courses with us, it's still just 595. And we do have university pathways in our childcare courses, and all 3 of these are diplomas. I'm just wondering if I have a bit of time to talk about these diplomas. Okay, so I'll just quickly mention that students who enroll into any of these 3 courses actually start off in the same classroom. What I mean by that is you guys have core subjects that you'll need to complete. And once you finish the core subjects, we'll actually break you out into the 3 classrooms to study the electives. A lot of our students actually package the Cert 3 in individual support and the Cert 4 in aging support with one of these 3 diplomas, because it's the certificate level starts you off with the lower English requirements, and then you'll meet the higher English requirements for these diplomas. So the Diploma of Community Services is probably the broadest qualification and has the most job opportunities. And also you'll learn transferable skills depending on which area you want to focus on. Then you can probably get a job in an NGO or a charity or a non-government organization. And that could range from helping people who suffer from domestic violence, the homeless in our community. Recently, Black Lives Matter is very important. So what about the Aboriginals in Australia of lower socioeconomic background? If you really want to make a change in the community, this course will teach you how to do that. But for students who want to focus on more mental health issues, so during the pandemic, we realized that during lockdown, a lot of people who probably didn't have any issues may have found themselves in a situation that they develop certain mental health issues as they've continued on with the pandemic, and also as you age, right? So for students who want to look after those people, we have this amazing Diploma of Mental Health course. It will teach you how to look after people who maybe suffer from bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, depression. And a lot of youth in our community have a lot of cyberbullying, a lot of anxiety and depression. How can we actually get them and nurture them and heal them to become healthy members of society again? So that's a fantastic course for that. And last but not least, the Diploma of Counselling is more like a life skill. So everyone at Giant Star has amazing counselling skills. So if you want to learn how to get those counselling skills, you can actually enroll into this course and see for yourself what you can do for others and give them helpful advice. And that particular course, you need to be 20 years and over and do a pre-interview as well. Okay. I have a lot of slides, so I'm just going to quickly go through this. So our next intake is January, but we do have 4 intakes per year in January, April, July, and October. So please ask StudyNet, the counselors, to help you with the enrollments. But there is a limited time offer for all of you attending today. So for students who enroll with ALG for term 1, which is January intake 2021, or term 2, which is April intake 2021, instead of paying the normal $595 joining fee, you'll save $400 off. So you only need to pay $195 minimum deposit to get a COE from ALG. So that's a really good saving just for you guys. And next, I want to talk a little bit about the university pathways from ALG into ICON, which Williana also mentioned before. So our brand new baby, as I said, is the Bachelor of Early Childhood Education. So this is a fantastic bachelor degree, which is 4 years. It is ASEQA approved. So ASEQA is Australian Children's Education and Care Quality Authority. It is a brand new course, but you don't have to worry because we obviously, ALG has been offering childcare courses for many, many years, and we use that as a solid foundation so that for those students who finish the Diploma of Early Childhood Education and Care will actually learn a lot more by taking this university pathway into the Bachelor of Early Childhood Education. So what you learn is innovative and also contemporary knowledge on early childhood education. It ranges from mathematics, engineering, technology, science, and also robotics, which is brand new. No other university is teaching that at the moment. We also want our students to learn arts, music, dance. So we incorporate all of those practical elements into your education for this bachelor degree. As I mentioned, this university pathway is actually going to be quite good money-wise as well for you guys. So you'll actually get advanced standing of up to 11 subjects out of the 32 subjects for the bachelor course. So basically, if you finish the ALG package of Cert 3 and Diploma ECEC first, you'll actually go straight into the second year of the diploma and starting with the second trimester. So you only need to do an addition of 2 years and 2 trimesters, which is fantastic. I know we're short on time, so I'm going to quickly go through this. So with the Bachelor of Early Childhood Education, it is a 4-year degree. It's available in Sydney and Melbourne for February intake, or May or September. And normally it's $72,000 for the 4-year degree. However, we understand that during 2020, there is, obviously COVID and the pandemic. So we actually have a 2021 international student discount. So instead of paying $2,250 for each subject that you study under the calendar year of 2021, you'll save $450. So you only pay $1,800 per subject in 2021, which is fantastic. Okay. So what should you do? You should follow us on social media, which is at AOG.ben. We also have at Australian Learning Group and at Icon Institute. Actually, the biggest step you should do is speak with Giant Star staff, including Williana. And I just want to reiterate, we have a current promotion, which is $400 off the joining fee. So only $195 to get a COE from ALG. And we also have a very special promotion just for Giant Star's students. If you apply to study with us between the 17th of January today and up to the end of this month, the 31st of January 2021, you'll be eligible to redeem a $100 gift voucher from ALG after you start the course with us. So hopefully you'll be able to take advantage of this great deal. Okay, thank you very much. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Oke, oh ya teman-teman, untuk yang mau nanya tentang migration question atau tentang work after graduation, nanti itu ada di last session ya, di session terakhir. Nanti akan didiscuss lagi. But for Mr. Ben, we have a questions regarding
Sure.
ALG. What should they prepare to apply for ALG?
Okay. So is this student offshore or onshore?
Offshore.
Offshore. So at the moment for offshore Indonesia, we are focusing on the 4 Life College courses. And as you see in the nationality mix, we do have a number of Indonesian students already very happily studying with us. For all of our courses, we need students to be 18 years and over. We need you to provide us with academic records, such as high school certificate for year 10 or year 12 equivalent. We need you to meet our English requirements. So which is for certificate level, it's IELTS 5.5 with no band under 5. If it's for direct entry into the diploma level, we need IELTS 6.0 with no band under 5.5. But also we may ask you for GTE or financials depending on your individual needs. So please speak with the Giant Star staff, and they'll be able to look after you with the student applications online.
Oke ya, jadi harus 18 tahun, kemudian ada sertifikat bahasa Inggris IELTS 5.5 dan juga 6.0. Okay. Okay, another question. Okay, we have questions from Salsa. What is the biggest challenge in applying for a job in Australia?
Biggest challenge, as I think Liliana touched, is experience.
Okay.
So that's why all of our courses at ALG have a really strong focus on the practical training element. So most of the 4 Life courses will have work placement requirements, and that's part of the training package, so that even before you graduate, we give you all the tools and the skills so that you have the confidence to do well in the work placement, and also you are job ready when you graduate, so you don't worry too much about your skill set, about your transferable skills that you learn. It's more focusing on doing well at ALG, and then your job opportunities will come easily, but you also need to work hard. So all of our courses are 2 days per week only. So we expect you to attend both days fully and have 80% minimum attendance. Otherwise, you'll be having unsatisfactory course progress. But I think a lot of students that Giant Star attracts, you guys are genuine students, you want to learn. So I really appreciate you guys doing all of that.
And okay, last question. Do we need visa to apply for ALG course?
So these are all Cracker's approved courses, and we do need students to apply for student visas in order to study with us. Yes, but Giant Star will help you guys out with that.
Ya teman-teman, jadi visanya dibutuhkan, tapi nanti juga tetap akan dibantu oleh ALG-nya. Okay, thank you so much for the explanation, Mr. Ben Young.
Well, thank you for inviting me to participate, and lovely speaking with all of you on this great Sunday. Okay. Bye guys.
Bye. Okay, for the next session, kita akan ke Miss. Okay, next sessionnya kita akan ngomongin tentang King's Own Institute Higher Education. King's Own Institute, Bachelor dan Master Degree. Okay, for Miss Andin, yeah. Please.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Selamat siang. I hope I pronounced correctly.
Yep.
Thank you for your time and participation, and welcome you all to the webinar for the wonderful topic of study and work opportunities in Australia. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Anne, a marketing officer in King's Own Institute, or we call KOI. This is my pleasure to join with Jansta and Tik non-English team. Thank you for that. And I would love to share you about KOI for now. All right, before I start, I'd like to share the screen with you guys. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, so you guys see my screen? Okay, here you go. Okay, so let me quickly brief about KOI. King's Own Institute is one of the private higher education provider located in Sydney, Australia, with 10 years in the education industry. So we're so proud to present ourselves as a private quality institute. So please look at on the next chart of what we KOI have outstanding achievement. So KOI is a diversity school, as like William also mentioned beforehand, that like Australia is kind of like multicultural. So KY is the same. So we have the different students from different nationality. So far, we have around 60 plus nationalities student. So if so where you can meet up and make friends and learn about the culture from different countries. A second one is QILT. So that's Equality Indicator for Learning and Teaching. It is a funded government organization conducted a survey of the real life experience for the past student and quality outcome. So students start from the student start until they have the employment. So this data will help you to explore and compare with higher education study options across Australian institutions. So you can, based on the data, you can choose which one you should go with. Okay, so I just pick up some, like outstanding achievement instead of like to go through all of them. So KOI also provide the free help program, which is a funded government program for the local student who is Australian. If they want to study, then they can study in KOI and the government gonna pay for it. Okay, so next move to the some key strength from KOI. So as like KOI is what I can say is KOI is the more affordable fees for international student. KOI tuition fee is only about 1/3 compared with the top university, or even half with an average university, or even cheapest one compared with other private higher education provider. So I would love to share with you guys in the comment slide how much is it and how cheap is it. So at the moment, KOI have the 3 campuses. All in Sydney CBD. So it's easy to access all by all the public transport, including bus, tram or train, and it takes around like 5 or 10 minutes walking to all the campus. So we have 3 campuses at the moment. So one in Kent Street, second one in Market Street. This is the main one, and the latest one is in Corner Street. So we call flagship IT hub. Why? Because this is campus. We are actually designed for IT student and TESOL student only. So I like to share with you about KY campus. I would love to take you to a campus tour just for 1 minute. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoy the video clip about our campuses. So this is very latest campus that KOI just designed for IT students. So I hope I can see you all in that campus soon. I'd like to share the next one. That's a very important thing that KOI is accredited by professional body by like CPA, CA, and IPA. So when you study accountants, it is really important that like after the completion of the course, so your qualification is accredited by this professional body. So it is very important for your visa or even for PR purposes. So I think Williana will share with you about this later on. And I have to say the one from KOI achievement is the teacher. So most of them are from, currently employed by very big university like UTS or even UNSW, Macquarie University, and they also employed by KOI to give the teaching. So they all professional and experienced. They would love to share with you all, and they know how to support you, how to give you very experienced study and also updated market knowledge about course that you're gonna study in KOI. So in addition, I'm to understand about the difficulty that the international can have, because you guys have no background, I mean the English background. So we also have some kind of like learning we call learning skill center support to support you who came from the like the second or third languages country. All right. So also the internship. So internship, it is I would like to share with you more when coming this slide. So I think like this is very important part that like you need to have kind of like orientation from the first beginning before you start. So let's say about KOI admission and packages. What course KOI offering, and then what is the entry requirement. So this is all about course in KOI. We have the different areas and different qualification level from diploma and until master, or even like we have the IT course, we have the Bachelor of IT level or master or TESOL. For those children who love to be the English teacher and they need to get the qualifications, so master of TESOL in KOI, very good price, very good, course, so that like you can think about that. For the English, IELTS for 6.0, no band score under 5.5, and the master is 6.5, except the master of TESOL equivalent. For both of the academic requirements, you also meet as well, including like your, say for example, high school certificate, you need to have the GPA around 55 or 5.5 or more than that. All right, so this is all about, I think that it's very not really hard entry requirement for all of you guys. If you don't have the English, or you haven't met the English entry requirement, what is the another options? Now, let's go to the next one. So we do have the another option for the student who haven't met the English entry requirement. First thing, if you can attend for the English placement test with our KOI with KOI early course partner. So after the placement test, they might give you the the English result equivalent. Let's say you have around 5 equivalent, and you can just study around 20 of the weeks of English, and then KOI course. So KOI accept to give the package English and bachelor course or master course in KOI for any student who hasn't got the IELTS or PTE, something like that beforehand. Another option that you can think about that's the VET and KOI course. Say for example, you interested in the diploma of management in another college, but you have the IELTS 5.5 only. So you have two options. First thing, 10 weeks of English and then KOI course, or you can study 1 year diploma in another college and then KOI course. So up to you. So I think it's better if you can speak to Dansta, and then they will give you more optional advice on it. So this is our KOI intake day. We have 3 intake. You see in March, July, and November every year. So for the March intake coming one soon. So if you want to join, just speak to Jansta, and they can help you to apply for the course. So for the Indonesian student, KOI, as I mentioned before, like KOI fee is very cheap and affordable. So I believe that the comment slide is going to be very, helpful for you. Also, we offer the scholarship for Indonesian student particular. What is it? Let's see. This is a course, the tuition fee course. So you see, for the diploma or bachelor of accounting or management, so the fee is roughly around 14,500 a year. So let's say around you have 3 intake. So if the tuition fee for around 14,500 divided by 3, so roughly you have around how much is it? 5,000, nearly 5,000 for a trimester. So with the bachelor degree, so I think that's a very affordable tuition fee that you can think about that. Or even like the master of IT, it's around 17,000 a year only. So this is 2-year courses. Or master of TESOL that like I mentioned before. So that's the course. So I think the tuition fee is the most important thing that you or your parents, your family think about due to the COVID-19. So what is the scholarship? So the scholarship in KOI, we offering for the Indonesian student who have the English, good English, let's say around 6.5 English for bachelor course, or even master for 7, then you can get that scholarship. For the eligibility, I like you to check with Jansta, and then they can give you more information about before you can apply the scholarship in KOI. So the value is 500 per trimester. I'm so sorry that I couldn't give you more because the tuition fee in KOI already low. So that's all we can do. So even I think 1,000 a year, it could, something for you guys. All right. So the scholarship is ongoing condition. If you can keep 100% pass record, then your scholarship gonna be for the whole course. Okay. So in March we do have some kind of promotion. So what is it? So apart from the scholarship, we also keep the 2020 fee for March 2021. So every year, so any school, I think, they also increase the fees a little bit. So KOI is the same, but however, in March intake, we keep 2020 fee the same from 2021. So if you're really interested in March 2021, I really suggest you to apply for March intake to keep the 2020 fee, also the scholarship. So if I already figure out, like say for example, as mentioned before that like if you apply for 2021 July, and then the fee would be 14,500 for diploma or bachelor courses. But if you apply for March, then you can save 1,000 for, like a year. So that's the 13,500 only, plus a scholarship. So that means like you can save up to 2,000 a year if you would like to apply for March 2021. Okay. Also, due to the COVID-19, there's a lot of things that changes. So in KOI, we actually decided to deliver online study for offshore students like you. You are in Indonesia and you can't come here because the border closed. So another option that you can do is online study in KOI. We actually already started to do the online study last 2 trimesters. So I think we have around more than 120 students for now to enroll for online study at the moment. So I would love to share you something here. I know that like you really concerned about a lot of things if you study offshore. So you think like when the border gonna be open, if like the IELTS center is not open, so KOI gonna accept without IELTS for now, or even like if you already got enrolled in KOI, you already got the COE and you apply for the visa, you got the visa, and now you don't want to go to the online study. So can you defer? Yes, of course you can defer. Or even like if you already pay for the visa for the fee. So if your visa refused, so can you get the refund back? Of course, yes, you can. So for those students who visa are refused, KOI gonna fully refund the tuition fee, except the enrollment fee, which is 250. Or like, will the study acquired online by recognized by the immigration? So there's a lot of things that like you concern, I guess. However, all these questions gonna be answered by Jansa or even after my session. If you have any questions, just let me know about this. Okay, so in based on like offshore online study, I have to share you this. We have a lot of support for like offshore online study student. Also, due to the COVID-19, we have a lot of things change and apply for the student. Firstly, I have to say minimum COE for minimum fee for the COE. We just love to the student would like to pay only 2 subjects and to get the COE plus the application fee. Or we also accept the installment plan. That means you can pay in 3 times, say for example, or even you can study only 1 or 2 subjects from offshore, like like in Indonesia, and then you can want to study only 1 subject. That's fine. Also the scholarship, and also as I mentioned before, that like we have the learning skills support. That like for those students who need support for English, then our team gonna support 1 by 1 as well. So, or even like you have any question about assignment things, and then we also have like 24/7 team who support any question about that. So I believe that like with that kind of support, you can think about the online study while waiting for the border open. So this is kind of sample that I like to share with you about the timetable. Say for example, like you still gonna study 1 or 2 very basic introductory subject. So that means we give you more confidence how to get used to it with KY program, KY units, and also the teaching method. I know that like you study online, so there's a lot of things that like you worry, but this is kind of like thing that make you feel confident and would love to start only one subject in KY form offshore. Or own lecture are recorded for the students. Say, for example, if you miss something and then you can get it, then you can get back later on and open it and, you know, hear again. So I think like that's kind of thing like that we can support for online study. Or this one is kind of like sample. So we also add the student in WhatsApp group. So that means if any question from you guys, then we have a team. Say for example, our student service team, KY marketing team, online learning team, or even academic team, so IT team. So they're gonna join together and support you if any related question. So this is kind of like if you haven't got any like because I know that there is some places that like you don't have enough facility to attend online class at home. So we do have some, you know, like agent who willing to have some facilities so that like you can come and study there. So for now, we have the online learning center in the different country. Maybe later on, we might have the you know, online learning center in Indonesia. So that like you can come and join the online study class there. But this is kind of like the some forum in the different country. This is in Nepal. This is from Nepal. This is from this is in Kathmandu in Nepal, and I also have some Karachi in Pakistan, and also we're gonna have some more in Vietnam, in China, and in different countries as well. So I hope we're gonna have soon one in Indonesia. Okay. And as I said about internship, so this is kind of like, this is not a part of the course. However, KOI still prepare yourself and also equip something for you so that like you can have the experience before you can finish the course. So what is the skill that like they might give you something? So say for example, CV writing, interview skill, work in a team, or time management skill. It's all about the skill that we're gonna try to support you. And also our internship partner is a Australian internship who has many connections. So they will help you to send you to the different companies with your preferred courses in KYC. For example, you study accounting, and then they're gonna send you some kind of like company, accounting company or taxation, or even like the IT company, something like that. Okay, so what is the requirements? So once you finish the course around like 75%, then you can apply for that. And also with your English and your GPA at 3.5 out of 5. Out of 5, remember, out of 5. So that means your GPA roughly around 67 or 70. Then you can apply for the like the internship. So more information about that, just let me know. Okay, so this is some like in photo for the graduation. Okay, so this is our 18th graduation ceremony in Sydney Town Hall. So due to the COVID, we can't organize for the graduation ceremony, but we do have the virtual one. So this is how they look like. So we're gonna call the name. See the student name. Then so everyone or every student from over the world can see that one online. So I'm not sure if I still have some time to share the like a testimonial.
Probably
Yeah,
one or two. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just one.
Okay.
All right. Here you go.
love my experience studying in KOI because I have a chance to meet people from many countries, and yeah, there is a really great opportunity for me. For me, I like financial accounting because I really want to be a professional accountant, so I really want to pursue my career. I just want to say thank you for all the lectures and staff at KOI because they're really supportive and helpful. They really embrace my skill and potential to be able to compete in the workplace.
So this is one of Indonesian testimonial. So about KOI, she finished the course Bachelor of Business Accounting in July 2020. So it's a very latest one. So I hope with the very good feedbacks from Indonesian student, I would love to share another one, but I think I ran out of time. So if you have any would love to see that one, you can go to the YouTube and then you can find that video clip by yourself. Okay. And thank you so much for your time to join the webinar for today. So I hope in very short time, brief, then you can understand more about KOI, about the courses, about all the promotion that KOI currently offer for the Indonesian student. So I believe that you or your family are gonna decide what and how to invest yourself for the future career. Okay, terima kasih namanya. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Miss Andin. Untuk teman-teman yang ada pertanyaan tentang KOI, boleh visit websitenya ya. Okay, for the next session, our next speaker is Miss Josephine. Okay, so for Miss Andin, are there any entry requirements for every course, like GPA or English certificate?
So can you say again, Rika?
Yeah, entry requirement.
Entry requirement. All
Yeah,
right.
for every course in KOI.
Okay, of course, we do have the entry requirement for English and for academic requirements. Say, for example, for bachelor, we need the entry, the IELTS 6 and no band score under 5.5 or equivalent, like say, for example, PTE or TOEFL. Academic requirement in general is for bachelor around 5.5 or 55%. That is for bachelor course, or even like for bachelor of IT, you do need to have this high school certificate, which is 70%, because our IT is quite like what is it, more about the core subjects. So we need students have very good GPA, then they can join the bachelor of IT with us.
Okay, thank you. Jadi teman-teman yang pengen udah bisa persiapkan si English certificate-nya ya. Jadi entry requirement-nya itu untuk yang bachelor adalah 6 point. Okay, for the next speaker is Miss Josephine. Hello, Miss Josephine.
Hello, how are you?
How are you?
I am very good, thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready. I prepare.
All right. The presentation is about study group and top universities, University of Sydney and
Hear
and
you. So shall I start or?
okay.
All right then. So good afternoon, good morning, everyone. My name is Josephine, the partner sales manager from Study Group. And before my presentation today, so yeah, thank you for your time to coming for today's webinar from Giant Star. And I will give you a little bit more information about study group. Actually, study group, we are not only provide the program in Australia and New Zealand, also we have the program in UK, USA, Canada, different countries as well. Yeah, nearly cover the whole world. And we have a lot of students. I think so far in total, we have more than 30,000 students in the whole world. And definitely we have a lot of students from Indonesia as well. And today I only pick up two programs, which is the University of Sydney and ANU University's pathway program, the foundation program. If you are holding the permanent resident or the Australian or New Zealand passport, probably you can have a rest because both programs are unable to take the permanent resident and Australian citizen students. Also, if your age is over 22, then maybe you are unable to take both programs as well, because that is the pathway program and it's a foundation. And we can accept the student who complete for year 11 only. All right, then now I'm going to start my presentation. If you have any question, you are more than welcome to ask some questions after my presentation. So firstly, I'm going to talk about the University of Sydney Foundation Program. As you know, University of Sydney Foundation Program, which is the pathway program for University of Sydney. And it locates in Sydney in the CBD. There are two different programs under the University of Sydney preparation programs. One is the University of Sydney Foundation Program, we call USFP. And other one is the Higher Achievers Preparation Program, we call HAPP. Under the USFP program, we have three different streams. The first one we call standard program, and we also have intensive program and the extended program. So what's the difference among those three different programs? For the standard program, so the total duration will be 52 weeks, including the holiday breaks. If no break, then the total duration is only 40 weeks. Student will study across for 2 semesters, in total 4 terms in 1 year. And each week, the student need to study for 24 hours and enroll for 5 subjects per semester, including the English. For our intensive program, which is really, really similar as the standard program, the only difference is the duration. The duration is only 39 weeks, including the holiday. If no holiday, the total duration is only 30 weeks. Also, the student need to study 30 hours per week. And the intensive program, because it's a shorter duration, definitely the IELTS and the academic requirement is slightly higher than the standard program. And the last one is the extended program. The extended program total duration is 72 weeks with the holiday, and no holiday is only for 59 weeks. So the student need to study 19 weeks for 4 subjects before they study the standard program. And student will study across 3 semesters, 6 terms. Each week need to study 20 weeks. And the student must pass extended English and the Australian identity, also another two standard subject 8 subjects. Another one is a HAPP program. This program, we have a really high entry requirement because the duration total is only 18 weeks. And this course is designed for the student who just missed out for the bachelor entry requirement. As you know, for University of Sydney, they are the longest history university in Australia. Also, they are in the, I think, ranking number 42 so far in the whole world. And they are number 3 in Australia university as well. So this HAPP program is offered to the student, a fast track program, and they just miss out the time or miss out some English point for the bachelor program. So they can join this course and direct to the bachelor. Okay, during the whole program, we have 3 different assessments. So the first assessment is English. The English subject, the student will be awarded a grade from A to F. Normally, C grade is the minimum requirement for entry to the University of Sydney. C grade, which equivalent to IELTS 6.5. And the other assessment will be the academic progress. So the student will have the mixture of coursework and the final exam as well. The mixture of coursework will include the individual assignment, presentation, mid-exam, some quiz, presentation, and so on. And the last assessment will be the GPA. Remember, I just mentioned the English, they won't receive any mark, and they will receive from A to F as a grade. And the rest of 8 subjects, they will receive a mark. I will show you a GPA sample later on and tell you how to calculate your GPA for a different program. Okay, here is the English entry requirement for a different program. For extended program, the longest program, the students' IELTS will be request overall 5.0 and no band less than 5.0. For standard program, IELTS overall will be request for 5.5 and no band less than 5.5 as well. For the intensive program, because it's the shortest program, and the IELTS requirement is slightly higher, overall will be request for 6.0 and no band less than 5.5. So far, we don't have any placement tests because University of Sydney, they just rely on the third party's English tests. For the HAPP program entry requirement, because I just mentioned this program is designed for the student who just missed out for the bachelor degree. So if the degree requests for 6.5 in overall, so the student need to have at least 6.0. If the bachelor requests for 7.0, so the student's IELTS need to have 6.5. And if the IELTS bachelor requests for 7.5, and the student for the HAPP need to be overall 7.0. Okay, for the academic requirement, for the Indonesian student, if you want to apply for the extended program, you need to get SMA2 65% in 4 academic subjects. For the standard program, you need to get 70% to 75% in 4 academic subjects in SMA2. For the intensive program, you need to have 80% to 85% in 4 academic subjects in SMA2. For the HAPP program, we have 2 different streams. The stream 1 is a little bit lower higher requirement. So the student need to have SMA3 in the new system and average 9 in 4 best content-based subjects and good cohort ranking. In the old system, they request for 90% average. In stream 2, the student need to provide SMA3 average in 8 for 4 best content-based subjects and good cohort ranking. In the old system, they will be request for 80% average in the best 4 best content-based subjects and good cohort ranking. Okay, here is the intakes as well. For each program, standard, extended, and intensive, we have 2 intakes each year. Standard program, we have a February and July intake. For extended program, we will have a February and August. And intensive program, the intake will be in April and October. For the HAPP program, we only have 1 intake each year, which is in September. Okay, so this slide is quite important. And if you are interested to apply for our foundation program linked to the University of Sydney, so please be careful about this slide. This slide is talk about the standard and intensive program structure. So first, the student need to choose the bachelor degree you want to apply at University of Sydney first. For example, I would like to study Bachelor of Commerce after my foundation study. So you need to, in the application form, just put the Bachelor of Commerce. And also, you need to know about the intake for the Bachelor of Commerce, because in the bachelor degree, they only have some program, they only have 1 intake per year. In some program, they will have 2 per year. Standard program, there are 2 intakes in each year. For example, if you start the standard program in July intake and you choose for Bachelor of Psychology, because of psychology only have 1 intake per year, which is February, and you start your standard program in July, which means you will finish your foundation program in June 2022. And don't forget the Bachelor of Psychology, they only have intake in February 2023. So you probably will have 6 months gap and you are unable to get a visa if like that situation. So in that situation, we will suggest you, maybe you can apply for the study in February 2021 or February 2022, something like that. Or you can apply for the intensive program in April, because the intensive program, the duration is only for 6 months. So if you start in April, which means you will complete in December 2021, then you still can link to your Bachelor of Psychology in 2022. Okay, the second thing you need to be careful is check the entry date for your degree. February or August match with your USFP course end day, just like what I explained to you. And the other thing, check whether there are compulsory university, they request for mathematics prerequisite for your degree. Why this is important? Some students, maybe they are not really good at maths. So if they choose the program like Bachelor of Music, they don't have any prerequisite for maths. So in your foundation program, you don't need to choose to study maths. And next one, if your degree has a quota, thus and star, then you can see our career advisor team, and they will give you some advice for the study. Because the START program, which means they have a quota, and you need to check with our student advisor if the quota is reached out. So if reached out, which means you probably cannot choose that program in your bachelor degree. And all students must study English A and B. A total of 10 different subjects is required to graduate. English A and B plus eight other subjects. Like what I said, if I want to choose Bachelor of Commerce as my bachelor degree, so in my foundation program, I need to study Accounting A, Accounting B, Economic A, and Economic B as well. And Bachelor of Commerce, they have the prerequisite for Maths as well. So in total, you need to study for 10 subjects, including the Maths and the English and some business subjects. And you use the USFP subjects guideline column in the brochure, and you can ask Giant Star for more information about that, because all the information in our brochure. So you can find that for the relevant subjects for your degree, which align with university's assumed knowledge and USFP recommendations. And the computing skill is essential to support the students every subject for 10 hours in total. Okay. So the next one is the extended programs attention. And the first three is the same as the standard and intensive program. And the number 4, which is if your first semester, remember we just talked about the extended program, you need to study 19 weeks before you start the standard program. So the 19 weeks, you need to study one extended English subject and Australian identity subject and 2 A subjects from selection. The selection including Accounting A, Australian Studies A, Chemistry A, Economics A, or Mathematics A as well. And the student must pass extended English and Australian identity and the 2 chosen A subjects as well. Okay, in semester 2, student must study English A and choose another 3 subjects. In semester 3, student must study English B and choose 3 subjects as well. So total 10 subjects, A and B subjects are required to graduate at the end of 72 weeks. Okay, here is the sample for the GPA. So let's have a look at the first sample. This is the science student enrolled in January. And you can see the student enrolled for a standard program. You can see in semester 1, the student studied English A and he got C-. Also, he enrolled Maths A and got 7.4, Chemistry A, 8.1, and Physics A only got 6.0, and Biology A, he got 8.3. In semester 2, because his Physics A is not good enough, so he really worried about will affect him to progress to the bachelor degree. He chose a Bachelor of Science as well. So he changed the Physics A to Information Technology B. And in the Technology B, his final mark is 7.2. So the GPA, they use the A subjects total mark and divide by 8. So he got 7.5 in his GPA, plus his English B is C. So he just hit the entry requirement for the Bachelor of Science, the IT major. So he can direct go to the IT program in his bachelor degree. And for some students, if they cannot pass the English, so don't worry, they still can do some English package in University of Sydney. So once they pass the English, they still can go to the bachelor degree. If, for example, they have one subject maybe miss out for 1 point or 0.5 point for the bachelor degree, so they probably will have the supplementary exam in University of Sydney Foundation Program, or if they miss a lot of the mark, they need to retake the subject. Okay, here is the fee for the foundation program. For standard program in 2021, the whole year we will charge 38,000. For extended program, the total fee will be 74,000. It is for 1.5 years. For the intensive program, the total fee is 37,000 for 39 weeks. And for the high achievers program, total fee is 25,000 for 18 weeks. Let's move to the ANU Foundation programs as well. We just mentioned for the University of Sydney Foundation Program, it will taught in Sydney, the campus is located in Sydney, but for the ANU Foundation Program, the campus is in Canberra. And ANU, it is the #1 university in Australia. So far, it is the number 13 ranking university in the whole world. And here is the structure for their foundation program. They also provide 3 different foundation programs. They have the extended program, standard program, and rapid program. For the extended program, total is 4 terms, 40 weeks, and 45 weeks. Another 5 weeks, the student need to study the extended English as well. And for standard program, in total, the student need to study 40 weeks, 1 year. And the rapid program, total is 3 terms. After they study the foundation program, they can progress to the ANU. But need to be careful one thing, the student need to pass it in each semester, and they cannot change their subjects. Remember, I just showed you in University of Sydney, if the student in their first semester, they don't have a good mark to meet the GPA, so they can change their subjects. But in ANU, they are unable to change to any subjects. Okay, the entry requirement for the foundation program, for standard program and rapid program, the student will be requested to get 6.0 in overall in IELTS and no band less than 5.5. For the extended program, because it's a little bit longer program, so the student's IELTS is a little bit lower requirement, which is 5.5 in overall and no band less than 5.0. And I need to highlight one thing as well. The minimum English requirement in IELTS is overall 5.0 and no band less than 4.5. Otherwise, they are unable to package any English. They are the same, they don't have any placement tests. But in USFP, the University of Sydney program, foundation program, the student can package maximum for 30 weeks English, Indonesian students only. Okay, for the academic entry requirement, they didn't list yet the specific requirement for Indonesian student, but it's quite similar as the University of Sydney Foundation entry requirement, the SMA2. Okay, so for the extended program, total is 45 weeks, 5 weeks for the extended English, plus 4 terms. In total, the student need to study 24 subjects. And standard program total is 40 weeks in 4 terms. The student need to study 20 subjects. And for the rapid program, total is only for 30 weeks, half year. And for 3 terms, students need to study 18 subjects, including 9 compulsory subjects plus 9 elective subjects as well. So the compulsory subject, which means the main subjects, English, course skill, applied English, and maths. So which means even though the student choose Bachelor of Arts in ANU, they still need to study mathematics in foundation. For the elective subjects, the student can choose from 3 different areas, like the arts, law, and social science area, business and economics area, and science, computing, and engineering area. Okay, this is all subjects the student can choose from 3 different areas. Intakes. In 2021, we have 2 intakes in each program. For the standard program, the intake will be January and July, and the fee will be 31,500. For the extended program, the intake will be May and November. The fee will be $39,450. And for the rapid program, the intake will be April and October. The total fee will be 31,500. And due to the COVID, so we still doing the online study for our student, offshore student and onshore students. And we have some advantage for our offshore student. We launched the industry leading policy, which is called 21 days trial class for our offshore student. What does that mean? If within 21 days, you enroll the course, the foundation program study, if you are not really happy about the study through online, so you can request for a full refund within 21 days. And yeah, we can process the refund to you straight away. And also, if you want to apply for your visa, unfortunately, if your visa get refused, and don't worry, we will full refund to you as well. So yeah, that's it from my presentation today. If you have any question, yeah, please welcome to raise the question in the chat box. So I'm happy to answer your questions.
Okay, so we have questions from Siti Zahra, from Fauzia here. Okay, I want to know the timeline of registration and starting to study at the University of Sydney for postgraduate or masters. And usually, if there is a scholarship to apply, do you have to be accepted on campus first, or can apply for scholarship at the same time as the campus? Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, let me talk about the scholarship first. So if for the scholarship, as I know, University of Sydney, they definitely offer the scholarship to the student as well. You can apply online. I mean, not online, when you submit your application, you can apply for the scholarship as well. And they do have a different type of scholarship, like the merit scholarship, like the nationality scholarship. They have a different type of the scholarship. Check their website and see which scholarship will be suitable for you. And the other question is the timeline of registration and starting to study. What do you mean for the timeline? You mean submit the application, from submitting the application until get the COE, or what?
Yeah, I think so. Like,
okay. Yep. So far as I know, the turnaround time is very quick. maybe maximum, if you don't apply for any credit exemption, it probably only take around 2 weeks to 4 weeks for the application. Okay.
Well, okay, thank you so much, Ms. Josephine, for the explanations. Yeah.
Nice.
I think if you guys have any more questions, we can discuss that in WhatsApp group or later at the end of the session. Okay, next we're going to talk about migration, work opportunities in Australia, and living in Australia after graduation, which will be presented by Miss Williana.
Okay. Australian graduate, Indonesian who graduate from Australia, what you can get. Australian graduate, you have the international qualification recognized internationally, I mean globally, and also recognized by Commonwealth country. That's the first thing. And you, during the study, you will have the intensive experience, to practice what you have been learning from the school. And you're working in the workforce during the intensive, actually, you learn how to work in the team, how to communicate with other peer and the colleague. So this is a good foundation that you can bring for your future employment. And also during the work experience abroad, that actually will increase the employment for your future. You can be higher because you have the experience, like what I explained before. When the first time I arrived in Australia, it's not because I graduate from the top university. I graduate from normal university because I worked before prior my master in professional course. I get hired as accountant. So from that, I know that work experience is the key word, and work attitude is come with that. So Australian international graduate, you can get 3 parts: international qualification, and during the study you will have intensive experience abroad, and also work experience during the study time. So these 3 are essential. Okay. So, okay, what is the other option after graduate from Australia? There are 2 options that you can take. For diploma or vocational course graduate, you will have the opportunity to apply temporary graduate work visa that allow you to work in Australia for 1.5 years. However, for bachelor graduate qualification, they are allowed to work and apply for post-study work visa. This post-study work visa allow you to work in Australia for 2 years. So this is the 2 options for international students who are graduate from Australia, the opportunity to work and have experience in Australia. These 2 work visa, actually, that would be a good foundation for you to be job ready in the future. As we know from financial report, it said that Indonesia is a developing country. In the next 10 years, we are the key economy of the world. So you just have to get prepared, equip yourself with the knowledge and the skill to be ready. Okay. So after working in Australia, you might thinking of, oh, I like the country. I like the work-life balance in Australia. What are the options that will be applicable for me? What can I do that enable me to stay in Australia and to become Australian PR? So this is the 2 options that you can actually choose. First option, they call skill independent stream. Skill independent stream, it would be do according to whether you have meet the point requirement and the skill that you have or carry on demand on non on demand. So in regard the skill occupation on demand, we will review together on the next slide. Okay, so the first option to stay in Australia, you will be looking at skill independent stream, which is subclass 189. Other option that you can choose for pilot, like, okay, I really like to stay in Australia, but I don't have enough point. I didn't get invitation from EOI. What is the next option? I working in Australia for 2 years. I will have the option to apply under employer sponsor stream. This employer sponsor stream enable me to work 4 years in Australia. On the 3rd year, I will, provided the regulation doesn't change, then I have a chance to be changing to subclass 186 visa, which is the PR. So this is the second option available for international students who graduate in Australia, have 2 year work experience in Australia. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Industry opportunity. Industry opportunity is just like benchmark of the reference for us to see what are the occupation on demand. In like the last slide that we mentioned, to be applied under skill independent, your occupation has to be on demand in Australia. Mean your skill is really needed by Australia government. And you can get the employment in Australia, like healthcare and social assistant, professional scientist or teacher, and computer programmer and accountant. But accountant now are actually have big challenge to get invitation. You need higher point in order to be invited. So for us, what is the option for us when we want to continue our study? You can look at the 4 category under industry opportunity. First one, under care and social assistant. That's the first option. Second option is under professional. And the third one is education. And the last one is construction. If you have graduate from Australia as a nurse, then you have high chance to apply for your PR. PR means permanent resident. That visa allow you to stay in Australia indefinitely. So this is a good option for you to do that. Okay, so I cover for most of that. And if you have any question, you can contact us on our website, our email, or you can reach then we can provide the free consultation and to provide you the complete information tailor your need and to help you to achieve your future career success. So I would like to return the session back to Rizka. So any question for Q&A? So I'll return the session to Rizka. Thank you so much, guys.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Williana. Any questions, guys? Regarding work in Australia? Oh. Okay, let me check. Okay. Okay, I would like to ask, I'm planning to settle in Australia, and since applying for a student visa is quite expensive, would it be good idea to apply for WHV first to gather money and apply for courses or universities over there? Or how? Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
To answer the question of Johanna.
Yep, Johanna.
Okay. WHA is called Working Holiday Visa. Working Holiday Visa normally you can't just apply because I would like to apply. There is a quota from Syrian immigration provide that when they're going to open, okay. So prior to apply that, you have to check the checklist. What are the requirements that you need to meet? And follow the Syrian immigration, what do you call, Instagram. And if you're really interested to apply for WHA, we will keep you posted because that part is not straightforward. Like if I apply student visa, I can just lodge. But WHA, you need to go for the interview and all type of preparation required. We can give you a checklist what you need to prepare for WHA, but WHA normally is open only once a year, not all the time we can apply.
Okay. And another question from Siti Zahra. What is the main skill that they need to have to work in Australia?
Okay, this is a very good question. Skill required in Australia, I would like to refer the last page of the industry opportunity that I can share with you guys. Okay, industry opportunity that cover skill needed and on demand in Australia. That what we can see now, we really need lots of nurse and aged care and childcare worker, and also the welfare support worker. So these type of the worker are high on demand. So like for example, our student from Philippines, she completed the Bachelor of Nurse, and he came here study aged care and disabled care course. So she worked as a nurse in the aged care center because she already have the skill. So she gained the employment while she's studying. So the pay actually in aged care and child care area is good. Yeah. So firstly, you must have the skill. Second, you must have the English ability. To work in the childcare or registered nurse, you must have at least IELTS 7 overall band. Yeah.
Okay. So IELTS is also
IELTS 7.
required.
It
IELTS
is
7.
normally like nurse, they will ask how good is your English and what is your English proficiency, because working as a nurse is actually crucial and very important. You must have good comprehend in your English. You don't want to give wrong medicine to the people in need or elderly people, so they always ask your certificate IELTS. And yeah, is that answer?
So it depends on the kind of job that you would like to do.
Yes. And
Oh,
for
okay.
example, like if you work as a cafe manager, you don't need to present the IELTS 7. As long as you can communicate and you understand what people say, that would be not that a difficult task to do. Yeah. It depends actually. Yeah.
Okay. So any other questions, guys? Ada pertanyaan lain mungkin?
Nia actually say about the D3. D3 is diploma
Oh.
year 3.
Oh yes.
D3 depend on, okay, to be able to work in Australia, like the slide before, what is the opportunity after we graduate from Australia or we graduate from Indonesia university? Employer sponsor visa is an option for in Australian graduate and overseas graduate as well. Depend on whether they have the experience, 2-year experience in the field. And also they have to meet the requirement and the company willing to sponsor. To answer the question of Nia, we have to see if Nia have the sponsor from Australian company willing to sponsor her. If there is a company willing to sponsor her, even though she only have D3, I assume D3 that would be equivalent in Australian AQF, that would be advanced diploma. So they can, provided she got somebody willing to sponsor. If not, if you don't have sponsorship from company, you have to study and using the part-time to, equip yourself to be a job-ready person. Yeah.
And another question from Mutiara. Is it possible to get a job right after finishing our study, especially for psychology?
Psychology is a special major. Psychology person, we have few psychology students. You have to be in the order to stay in Australia to apply PR. You have to complete that master degree. Otherwise, only bachelor degree, you are not eligible to attempt full skill assessment recognized by Australian professional body. But as the first graduate, like bachelor degree, what is the option for her to stay in Australia? I would say she can work as in the human resource department in the company. So during the post-study work visa allow you to work 2 years, right? During your post-study work visa, you have 2-year work experience. You can allow company that you work in, and provided you work hard and have better job outcome, and company were thinking to sponsor you. So you can come from work visa to apply to be sponsored by the company in order for yourself to be working in Australia for 4-year work visa. During the 4-year work visa, you have to take further study, master degree, in order for yourself to be passed as a professional psychologist. That's how the way that I would do. Or if you want to be HR specialist, I have to check the occupation list that going to be released sometime. I assume sometime, because we don't have the new occupation list released as the current one. The old one, yes, you can, but the new one, we will advise you later. But for apply the PR, you have to have master degree under psychology stream. Yeah. And the IELTS requirements for psychology, you have to have, if I remember correctly, you have to have all band 8, number 8. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably last question. What about for someone who graduate from a Master of TESOL, teaching English as a second language? Is there any job opportunities in Australia for Indonesian student?
This is a very good question. As I mentioned before, Master of TESOL, you can become a teacher teaching in Australia. One of our students from Medan, he doesn't have the master degree in TESOL. He only completes the diploma of TESOL. He can teach in Australia, private college, the refer English course. But to be sponsor, you have to find whether company and Australian company willing to do the sponsorship. If they want, you have to check again, is the English teacher on occupation list? If yes, we have to check a bit further. There are 2 types of the occupation list in Australian immigration system. If our occupation list on the medium term list, yes, you have opportunity to apply the permanent resident after 3 years. But if the occupation are on the short list, you only can be employer 2 years and then renew another 2 years. That's how it works, the system. Yeah.
Okay, and are job opportunities available in Australia only for some of the majors mentioned before, like if someone is majoring in fisheries, like do they have job opportunities too?
Fishery.
Fisheries.
Okay, fishery. I think we were talking about the fishery and agriculture. That part I can check for you. And
Okay.
firstly, the candidate, we have to express ourselves, how long the experience that he has, and what is the qualification that he has been completed. So that part is important. If he want to come under sponsorship visa, work visa, you have to have minimum requirement. And search from sick.com. Normally they have company, some company, if they cannot find the worker from Australia, they were thinking to hire offshore people. Yes, we did see that happen. Yeah. Perikanan, fishing, fish, agriculture. Yeah, these two areas have good opportunity. But again, we have to, candidate have to talk to us what they have done after graduate from the first degree and how long experience they have. So we can have them to check which employer willing to talk to them and willing to do the sponsorship. Yeah.
Well, okay. So if you guys have more questions, we can contact in head office Sydney, Australia. Oh, okay. Oke ya, dan teman-teman juga bisa akses di WhatsApp-nya itu ada di screen kalau ada pertanyaan lanjutan. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Williana, for the explanations and other speakers also. Mr. Ben Young, Miss Josephine, Miss Andin, and yeah, the participants too. Thank you so much for joining this webinar for today. Kalau misalnya masih ada pertanyaan, boleh kontak nomor-nomor yang ada di grup WhatsApp-nya ya. Oke, mungkin ada yang ingin disampaikan untuk yang lain? Okay, that's all from us, and yeah, thank you for joining, thank you for all your attentions, and mungkin bisa ketemu lagi di webinar selanjutnya ya. And have a good afternoon, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Bye.